So Ubisoft and Star Wars Outlaws, it's not looking great for either the game or the company. As you can see here, Ubisoft's stock price has dropped 7% as the company now faces pressure internally from investors to take the company private. Why? Because Star Wars Outlaws sales are soft, they're bleeding cash, they've got 2 games that they need to basically do well. Star Wars Outlaws is not doing well. The next game is Assassin's Creed Shadows. Well, that's not going to do well. The whole video game industry is on its knees because it's embraced the nonsense that the movie industry has embraced. People don't want to play this shit, so you reap what you sow. You know, this is the find out part of the equation. So we'll take a look at this. Please do hit subscribe if you're new here and do turn those bell notifications on. But let's have a look, right? The sales are not good. And, like, for Star Wars Outlaws, it's not good. But you've also got to factor in that this is, or was, the biggest franchise on the planet Earth at one point in time. Star Wars was huge. It was mega. Now, it's dead. It's dead. Disney has legitimately killed one of the biggest franchises of all time. Just baffling. Absolutely baffling. How can you have the keys to the castle? You've got the keys to the greatest franchise, biggest money maker of all time, and you've spaffed it up the wall. You are incredibly stupid. So Ubisoft, the company behind Star Wars Outlaws, X-Defiant, Assassin's Creed, and Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six, saw its stock price drop 7% in a single day. Not good. And it's now facing pressure from investors to take the company private, as well as reports of soft sales for Star Wars Outlaws. So let's have a look at that stock, shall we? Oh, sorry, what? Today alone, it's dropped 2.5%. 5 days, 13%. 1 month, 22%. 6 months, I mean, I could go on. It's not good, is it? It's not good at all. How about year to date? How about 1 year? Oh, this is not good. Is it 5 years? And I'm probably killing your eardrums. I am so sorry. I'll try and edit around the sharp increases in volume. But my God, 5 years dropped 81.65%. 1 year, 52.1%. I mean, this is just awful. It's awful. It's absolutely awful. Yeah, real bad. Real bad. Not good at all. Really not good. Not good at all. So let's take a look and see. So obviously we've just taken a look at all of this as well. But the stock price has fallen to a low. I don't know if it's lower than that now, to be fair. But anyway, we've covered all of the stock. So the most recent stock drop comes in the wake of Star Wars Outlaws reportedly having soft sales, as well as Slovakian investment firm AJ Investments urging the company to go private, which is never a good sign. So first, it was reported that Star Wars Outlaws sales were performing much worse than Star Wars Jedi Survivor in the UK. Big up UK. Games industry head Christopher Dring detailed that Star Wars Outlaws launch sales are 55% lower than what Star Wars Jedi Survivor did. He added, it was 15% bigger than Ubisoft's massive last game, Avatar Frontiers of Pandora. So the data itself was seemingly reflected in a report from True Trophies that detailed that the game only hit 25th place in its top 40 most popular PlayStation games chart the week it debuted. The outlet's Kez Eilers Stevenson shared number 25 is just below the middle of the chart, and it sits behind pretty much every major and middling live service game in terms of popularity right now. Normally, these are the early 20 spots where PS Plus indie games debut, not AAA open world games. In its second week on the chart, the game fell to 28th place. For comparison, Concord was 29th place. So that goes to show just how bad it actually is. And another comparison, right? Astrobot and Harry Potter, they debuted in the top 10. And they've obviously gone on to do very well and be highly regarded. So on top of what it looks like poor sales, AJ Investments sent an open letter to the board of directors of Ubisoft urging the company to go private or sell to a strategic investor. I mean, brutal. In the letter, the investment firm specifically took issue with Ubisoft's lowering of its revenue outlook for its second quarter when Star Wars Outlaws released. The firm wrote, quote, "The recently quarterly results, which included the postponement of key games like Rainbow Six Siege and The Division into the 2025 lineup and a lowered revenue outlook for the quarter 2 2024, have heightened our concerns about the management's ability to deliver value to shareholders over the long term." Share price of Ubisoft has decreased by more than 40% over the last year compared to rise of its competitors and indices. So after detailing how they believe the company should be valued between 40 to 45 euro, the firm posited the reason it is not there is due to current management. Quote, "Ubisoft at current state is mismanaged and shareholders are hostages of Gilmour family members and Tencent, who take advantage of them. Management is focused on pleasing investors with beating quarterly results and not focusing on long-term strategy to provide exceptional experience for the gamers," which would then in turn provide quality for investors. But yeah, they don't care, do they? Interestingly, the letter accuses Tencent and the Gilmour family of purposely degrading the company's stock price so they can purchase shares to take full control of the company. That's a major claim. Wow. Wow. That's huge. They say, "We believe that the Gilmour family and Tencent are discounting potential value of Ubisoft in order to buy more shares at lower valuation and eventually take full control of the company at heavily discounted valuation. We value the great work that has been done by the Gilmours over the decades in the Ubisoft, but now is time to move on and restart the business with new shareholder approach and new management CEO." According to the letter, the Gilmour family controls more than 25% shares in the company and around 29.63% of the company's voting rights. Wow. So in order to improve Ubisoft, the firm suggests that the company be taken private by the Gilmour family and Tencent in order to, quote, "allow the company to address its issues away from the public market pressures and make necessary changes without harming minority shareholders, retail investors and pension funds that are victims of these efficiency problems and mismanagement by current leadership." They also urge that Ubisoft sell off a number of its studios. Quote, "Ubisoft should consider selling its studios that possess talent but are focused on non-core games, thereby allowing Ubisoft to streamline operations and focus on its main IPs. Those main IPs they want the company to focus on include Rainbow Six Siege, Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, Watch Dogs, and loads of Tom Clancy, Splinter Cell stuff. And they want to hire a new CEO. I mean, that's pretty crazy. If the demands are not met, the investment firm threatened, quote, "We will use the French minority law to collect enough shareholders to start proxy fight and initiate sale process of Ubisoft to increase shareholder value for all shareholders." Brutal. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, look, again, you know, it really is important to note just how bad they've gone. I mean, this is atrocious. This is absolutely atrocious. I mean, it's just awful. Like, how can anyone look at this and go, yeah, they're doing a great job. They're doing such a good job. Obviously they're not. Obviously they're not. Stop pandering to shitbags that don't buy anything. Anyway, let me know your thoughts down below. I'd love to hear it genuinely. I'll be well up for hearing your thoughts on this one. So cheers guys, take care. Bye-bye now.